What's up, everybody? I'm your host, Mo. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Beyond the Plate. And this is not your average food channel. This is food for thought. There are a lot of people that come on these sort of platforms and create an image about themselves that is totally inaccurate about how they are in the real world. And I'm gonna call the real world the Outernet, because I think that that's what it's become. We have the internet today and we have the Outernet. The Outernet being what's actually factual and how we live in real times and out in society, as opposed to the internet where you can just be whatever you want to be. You can create an identity for yourself, which is not a factual reflection of who you really are in today's society and as a human being in the outer net. And it's kind of crazy, and because I've heard this saying a long time ago that we live in like a parallel universe, and perhaps maybe this is what it meant all along, and I just wasn't able to put the two and two together. But it's crazy that society has been sort of, and there is no balance. You would think that the internet and the outer net would be a 50-50 balance where people can actually separate the two, all the while taking advantage of the two and utilizing it, for the greater of mankind. But it seems that more people live in a virtual realm and in the virtual reality more so than in the outer net and in reality. You can, just to put it as simplistic as possible, look at dating. It's very rare and seldom now that you go out to a bar, have a good time, date, see somebody, date them, fall in love with them, and marry them, a few years later. But here it is, we have these online dating sites now where hundreds of thousands of people go and they have a pretty decent success rate. But it's like, everything that's being done now is done in a superficial sort of form. The reality and the true pleasure and essence of living life and experiencing things, that's tangible, it's being taken from some people, not from all, but from people, because now they live in a cyber world and they live in the world of the internet. And it kind of sucks. And then I think that when people do that and they allow themselves to be consumed with the internet, you lose a piece of yourself and you lose a sense of what reality is really like. And just to go back to what I was saying before this, people, it's weird. Even, people, when they're gonna take a picture, I've never seen somebody take a bad picture. All the pictures are good. They strike poses and this and then, you're capturing a better image of yourself. But you know what? You're not always the best of yourself 24/7, 365, So it's not reality. It's not real. There's people that carry on internet, relationships for years, strictly online. Never get to see the person. Who knows? Sometimes it's not even the person that you really thought that you were talking to or dealing with. You get catfished. But that's what's happening in today's society, and it sucks, and it's kind of crazy because you don't really know. Well, for those people who don't know, who don't have that sort of, ability to, let's say, wean out, the real from what's not real. A lot of people get duped, even in the YouTube community. You see that a lot. You see people either, they're trying to push off some sort of get rich material, or they're on the net and they have a bunch of cars and houses and things like that, and things that they don't possess. They may lease them, they may be renting, but they don't have full ownership of the possessions that they claim to have. But people are drawn to it, people are gravitated to it, and these are the people that have hundreds of thousands of views, on YouTube. And so for somebody, for myself, maybe I may seem or come off as a little less attractive. I'm not here to be braggadocio. I'm not here to flash my possessions or really expound on my accomplishments in full detail, or ride around in my cars or show you where I live, because just out of the sake of privacy, YouTube is YouTube, and it is a cool platform, but my life is my life and it's private, and I like to keep it that way for the most part, because I do live in the realm of reality. I don't wake up in the morning and say, okay, I need to record. I just don't feel that necessity. And I don't think that I would ever be able to have that sort of freedom to do that, because this is not an occupation for me. There is no monetary advantages here for me. I just do this for the sake of my viewing audience, and people that just took on to like me. And I appreciate you all, and I appreciate you taking the time out to view my videos and embarking on this journey with me, which is pretty cool. I think that a lot of people need to take a deeper grasp of reality and take advantage of it, because if you're living in the world or the realm of the World Wide Web or the internet, you're really missing out on what life has to offer and the beauty that it has, and just the interaction with people in real time, real world, in reality. The interaction, the being able to look at somebody in the eye, or have a cup of coffee, or smoke a cigarette, or just a simple conversation. Those are just things that can never be replaced or can never be mimicked in any other realm. So never lose sight of reality. I think that we spend way too much time on our phones, on our devices. Perhaps for some people it's an escape. Then I would ask myself, an escape for what? Maybe that's something that you guys can maybe fill me in. If you find yourself waking up and the first thing that comes to mind is I need to check my phone because I need to see who texted me or who called me or who hit me up on Facebook or Instagram and how I'm going to respond or post. If that's the first thing that you do when you wake up in the morning, then I think that you have a problem. Quite frankly, I think that there are more important things that you should be doing when you're waking up bright and early.